Hello everyone and welcome into Coach Craig Sports. This is the NBA DFS Core Pick video for Wednesday, February 5th. If you join me for the very first time, first of all, welcome in. Second of all, this is how today's video will be structured. We will be going over my core picks for both DraftKings and FanDuel. In the morning, I'll be posting an injury report that will have all the teams on it for all 11 games. Besides the teams there on the back-to-back, I believe there are 6 teams in total on back-to-back. We'll get those injury reports later on in the day. I will have injury updates throughout the day listed down in the comments section, as well as my updated core about 20 to 30 minutes prior to the lock, or as those changes do become available. And then throughout the evening, I'll be listing as many of the starting lineups as I can get to down in that comment section as well. So definitely be sure to check it out down there, especially as we do get closer to the lock. But without further ado, we'll get started with the DraftKings side. We're going to start off at the point guard position with Isaiah Collier of the Utah Jazz, $5,200, looking for 26 points at him. He's been in that starting lineup playing pretty good as of late. Interesting matchup versus the Golden State Warriors. Obviously, it's a tougher matchup defensively for him going against Steph Curry. No Colin Sexton in this game. Should play big minutes. Been playing really well as of late. Only looking for 26 out of him to pay off at $5,200 for 5 times value. Currently, I'm projected for 28, so he looks like one of the better values at that point guard position overall to start off the day. Then we move down to shooting guard with Stephon Castle of the San Antonio Spurs, $5,300, looking for 26-27 out of him. Starting to turn it on as of late, only averaging about 23 so far on this season. But like I said, he's playing better as of late. As long as he's in that starting lineup, once again, he's going to look really good overall. De'Aaron Fox may or may not play in this game. So we'll see what this lineup ultimately does end up looking like for the San Antonio Spurs team overall. Good matchup versus the Atlanta Hawks. Currently, I'm projected for about 27-28 in this matchup. A lot of good values at this shooting guard position today overall, whether it's Stephon Castle, whether it is Malik Beasley, whether it's Grady Dick, whether it's Kelly Oubre Jr. You know, if Joel Embiid's out once again, there's more usage to go around for that 76ers team. So a lot of different options at shooting guard just in general. Then we move down to small forward with Chris Middleton. He's $5,300, looking for 26-27 out of him, averaging about 26 so far in the season, and he walks into a very attractive matchup versus the Charlotte Hornets. Should be a very favorable spot for this Bucks team overall. He is technically listed as probable after the Bucks pretty much sat everybody the other night. So Chris Middleton looking really good overall, playing decent sized minutes the last 2 games. He's been up over 30 points in both those games. Currently I'm projected for 29, but definitely does have some upside for more at the same time as well. Then we move down to power forward, and this was kind of the toughest spot for me today overall. One of the guys I did like was Naz Reid, but obviously I do have Rudy Gobert here at center. If you want to play Naz Reid over Rudy Gobert, whether that's at power forward or center, you can definitely do that as well. But ultimately ended up on Kyle Kuzma here at $6,100, playing better as of late. So we're looking for 30-31 out of him to pay off at 5 times value. Good matchup versus the Brooklyn Nets, 2 teams that are kind of not going anywhere at this point in time. And if we look at what Kuzma's done so far in the season, averaging 27.5 points, but in his last 4 games, he's outperformed this price tag in 3 of them. So definitely do like the upside. He's been playing a little bit better as of late. There's a little bit more opportunities for him just in general with no Alex Sarr, who has missed the last couple of games. I believe he's technically questionable for tomorrow, but I do expect him to miss once again as well. So definitely do like Kyle Kuzma in this matchup. Currently I'm projected for 32, but does offer some high-end upside for even more at the end of the day. And then last but not least, we got Rudy Gobert at that center position, $6,800. No Julius Randle once again for this matchup. Goes against Chicago Bulls. Nikolai Vucevic on the other end, not too much defensively. Gobert is going to get those rebounds. He's going to get some putbacks. He's going to be involved a little bit more offensively, and the minutes are solidified. That's kind of the biggest piece for him. You know, with Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert, and Julius Randle all kind of rotating through those positions, those minutes kind of are a little bit more sporadic night in and night out. Rudy Gobert's played better as of late. No Julius Randle means that those minutes are solidified. And with all that being said, currently I'm projected for 37 DraftKings points on this slate overall. But with that being said, if you go with the 5 players that I do currently have listed here, you got $21,300 remaining, $7,100 exactly remaining per player. So looks a little bit more like a balance build type of day early on. We'll see if there's any other values that do potentially open up throughout the day and give us the opportunity to pay up for some of the star players that are on this slate overall. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my core picks over there as well. So on the FanDuel side, we're going to see a familiar name at that point guard position in Isaiah Collier. He's actually the exact same price on both sites. $5,200, looking for 26 at him. Like I mentioned on DraftKings, no Colin Sexton for this game overall. And the Jazz are a team that could be very active at the trade deadline. So we could see some additional pieces being moved from this team, which probably make him look like an even better value. But $5,200, looking for 26 at him. Currently I'm projected for 28. Interesting matchup versus the Golden State Warriors, especially from the defensive end for him going against Steph Curry. Probably not going to be the easiest night overall, but definitely do like the minutes that he's been getting as of late, the production that he's put up. So he looks like a solid value play overall at that point guard position. Then we move down to shooting guard with Malik Beasley, who's played really well as of late. $5,400, looking for 27 out of him, averaging just under 24.5 fantasy points per game on the season. A little bit tougher matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are a pretty decent defensive team, but he's been going out there. He's been getting the points. He's been shooting well for the most part. Malik Beasley outperforming this price tag quite a bit as of late. So currently I'm projected for 28, but he definitely does have some upside for more, especially if his shot's going down once again, and if he's contributing any other category besides scoring the ball, because that is kind of the biggest thing with him. But we also do have to keep in mind, if his shot's not going down, this is a guy that can sink your lineups just a little bit overall, but definitely do like him as a solid tournament play overall, and a guy that does have a relatively safe floor at this point in time. Then we move down to small forward with Royce O'Neal. He's $4,600. Kevin Durant is listed as doubtful for this game. So if you want to get to some Devin Booker, if you want to get to some Bradley Beal, if you want to get to some Grayson Allen, those guys all look better at the same time as well. Royce O'Neal, I believe, started their most recent game, played a ton of minutes in that matchup, $4,600. Pretty attractive price tag for him overall, looking for 23 out of him, averaging about 22 so far on the season. Matchup versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, that should be favorable to him, just kind of the type of matchup that he would best be utilized in. So you think he's going to be out there more times than not on the court. And, if he goes out there, he gets 30 minutes, even at like 0.7 fantasy points per minute, he's getting you to 21 fantasy points. So pretty safe floor. Do currently have him projected for about 25, 26, but definitely could have a little bit of upside for more, maybe a little bit of downside for less. Ultimately, it ends up coming down to how many minutes he does end up playing, but I do like him as a value play, at least early on in the day. And then we're going to move down to power forward with Miles Bridges, $8,600, looking for 43 out of him, averaging just over 36 fantasy points per game on the season. Attractive matchup versus the Milwaukee Bucks. As long as he stays out of foul trouble going against Giannis, should be another good performance for him as well. And I believe Miles Bridges is actually coming off, I think, his first career triple-double in his most recent game. Getting a ton of usage with no LaMelo Ball out there, because he's going out there, he's playing with guys that cannot soak up usage pretty much. So he's able to go out there on any given night, pretty much do whatever he wants. So at this point in time, his price tag should be over $9,000. Currently, I'm projected for 44, 45. Definitely has some strong upside for even more than that at the end of the day as well. And then last but not least, we're going down to the center position with Rudy Gobert, $6,900. Looking for 34, 35 out of him. No Julius Randle once again, so him not as read out on the court more times than not together, but definitely solidifies the minutes for Rudy Gobert, which is always the biggest concern with those three guys playing together. Kind of whichever players are playing hot are the ones that are going to stay out on the court. So getting that extra safety net for Rudy Gobert definitely pays off in a big way. Interesting matchup versus Nikolai Vucevic, but should be able to get some rebounds, should be able to get some putbacks, and maybe a block or two here and there. So definitely do like Rudy Gobert and his upside in this matchup. And I currently have him projected for about 37, 38 FanDuel points for this slate overall. He looks like a pretty solid option at that center position overall. But with that being said, if you go with the 5 players that I do currently have listed here, you got $29,300 remaining, just over $7,300 remaining per player. So maybe a little bit of a balanced build type of day. Obviously, we got one good value out there in Royce O'Neal. We'll see what other ones do ultimately end up opening up throughout the day that could potentially allow us to pay off for some other star players as well. But with that being said, these are my core picks for both DraftKings and FanDuel for Wednesday, February 5th. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to drop them down in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. And then once again in the morning, I will be posting up my injury report. Keep in mind, 6 teams on the back-to-back, so those injury reports for those 6 teams will be coming out later on the day. I will be posting injury updates throughout the day down in the comment section, as well as my updated core about 20 to 30 minutes prior to lock, or as those changes do become available. That will be listed as a pinned comment. If there's any other additional changes after that point in time, we'll leave them as a reply to that pinned comment as well. And then once again, we'll be posting as many of the starting lineups as I can get to throughout the evening down in that comment section as well. So definitely be sure you're checking up, especially as we do get closer to lock, so that you do have the most up-to-date information as possible. But with that being said, if you are brand new to my channel, checking out for the very first time, or have yet to subscribe, please consider doing so. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS. Right now we have NBA DFS in terms of the core pick videos Tuesday through Friday. I will be dropping some NFL draft content in the near future. Next month we'll have UFL DFS as well as MLB DFS going on. So entering a pretty busy time of the year just in general. So definitely be on the lookout for all that. And then last but not least, if you're interested in sports betting, if you're interested in prop betting whatsoever, be sure to check out the links and promo codes down in the description below for BetUS, Prize Picks, and Parlay Play. If you're a brand new user to any one of those 3 sites, when you sign up, make your initial deposit, you will get a first match deposit bonus. For Prize Picks and Parlay Play, it's 100% match up to $100. And then for BetUS, it's 125% match up to $2,000. So some pretty great opportunities to be had out there. If you have any other additional questions related to that whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me, whether it's down in the comment section of this video or on Twitter at Coach Craig Sport, and be more than happy to help you with that journey as well. But with that being said, that's all that I truly have for today's video. Definitely do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Definitely means a lot to me. I hope that each and every one of you have a great rest of your day and some pretty good luck in NBA DFS for Wednesday, February 5th.